All right, the issue today from the awareness wheel chart is that balancing time. So, my issue is balancing time to do homework, to be a father, to be a husband, to help around the house. And sensory data is that the people around me, like my wife, I see that she is overwhelmed and she has gestures that she puts out, like hard breathing, or she walks around just trying to get things done but has an attitude towards it. And I see that my son is helping out, trying to clean up a little with my wife. For instance, one sensory data that would be me being at home, and when I am at home, I try to clean up for 10 minutes. And when my wife comes home, I see that her expectations for what the house needs to be clean isn't the way that she wants to be clean. So she walks in just with a different tone of voice when she walks in, or she sounds frustrated, or she looks overwhelmed. So I try to see what she's doing. So in my thoughts, that would go in my thoughts that I think she's angry, or I think she's overall. I guess I'm trying to read her more than trying to figure out the situation to what it is. So I'm processing everything in my mind that I think I should do certain things than what I should really do. But if we go to emotions, I'm processing that I am really overwhelmed because I don't know what I need to do. And when I try to do things, if I go back to sensory data, I see that my wife is not pleased. She throws gestures, or if we communicate with each other, it just seems that her tone of her voice is switched because it's not the way that she wants it. So I go back to thought and I'm thinking to myself, am I doing this correctly? What am I not doing correctly that I can help her to figure out more time? But then I'm also thinking, oh, I have this assignment to get done, but I also gotta take my kid to swimming practice. I also have to cook dinner. I also have to make sure that I get all my reading done for my homework, which leads me to my emotions here, where I am really stressed out. I am somewhat angry, somewhat just wanting to pull my hair out. I am frustrated. And I go back to my thought and I try to think, how can I put everything together? How can I work everything out and plan everything out to go back to sensory data, not see my wife angry, not see my wife overwhelmed, not see my wife having a different tone of voice, a different attitude towards me. So I go back to thought. So I'm fighting with sensory data, observing my wife, and then I'm in thought a process of how I can do certain things to please my wife, to take care of the things that are in my mind of how do I make time to read a book that's assigned and due tomorrow, and how can I make dinner all at the same time, or how can I take my son to swimming practice and finish 50 pages in 30 minutes and get back home in time before my wife comes home. So my emotions, I feel rushed, I feel angry, I feel I feel frustrated. I don't my emotions are really just, I get tensed up. I, I get really annoyed. And when I'm annoyed, I don't think straight. So when I go back to my thought, I'm thinking, what the hell did I do wrong? What am I doing not right? How can I make time? And in my emotions, I just want to break down and cry. But I don't feel like I'm gonna cry because I'll be like thinking my emotions are just taking a deep breath and trying to de escalate my frustration. And my wants for myself, I really want to balance my time. I want to really balance myself on what I'm doing. I want for others, like my wife, what I can do for her. How can I make time for my wife? How can I make time for myself to balance the time for myself for homework, for just my own time of rest, and find time for my wife. And what I want from my wife is to be less annoyed and less frustrated. I want her to feel happy when she comes home. I would like to make her not annoyed and frustrated and overwhelmed. And for the stakeholders, especially my son, I want him to be able to see a good example of what I'm doing that's not frustrating or annoying to myself, that he sees and reflects off of it. But I want him to be able to learn to keep clean, picking up for himself, help around the house, that even if dad's not around, that he can be around to help out his mom. And I would like for the stakeholders, my son, to grow into a better person and learn things better. I guess that's the best word to say. So, in actions, currently, I'm just procrastinating. Whatever needs to get done, I get it done at that time. During the past, I would either give up something to make time for that or not get it done at all. That would be turning assignments in late, or just not doing that event just to take care of another thing. But currently, in my actions, I am just procrastinating and rushing through it. And sometimes like for my assignments, I don't proofread them. I just type it and turn it in. I rush through traffic just so I can make time to take my son to where he needs to go, like swimming events. I make a lot of time for other people, but my own family, I feel like. And that would make me go on my emotions and my thoughts. That in my mind, I know I should say no, but because I in the emotions, I connect with them and feel their pain of how they need help. That in my mind, in my thoughts, I think I should help them. So in my emotions, instead of talking to my wife about how I feel or how angry I am or overwhelmed, I tend to pray a lot and I tend to ask God for guidance. And for my actions, through my thoughts, I always think what I can do better, right? So, in my actions for the future, what I want to do and what I plan on doing is to plan a better schedule. So I want to try to get assignments done ahead of time, and if I don't understand, I should ask. And with my wife, I need to make time and plan time to clean the house and make a schedule with her and let her know that even though our son trashes the house, that I would like to teach him by being a servant leader and see his dad clean up after himself. Not like I leave dirty dishes or anything, but like train my son better in cleaning and helping out mom. And so those are my future actions, and that's it.